So what Phase 3 really allows us to do is to respond to each school on an as-needed basis if they were to have 2 or more cases within their building. And if those cases are linked and the need is identified for us to move to a hybrid learning configuration in that school building temporarily, some kids can then be on campus while others are at home learning remotely. And as a last case scenario, we would move to a fully remote learning configuration for a short amount of time so for us to be able to control that spread and mitigate spread. So a close contact is anybody that is within 6 feet for 10 minutes or more with a confirmed positive case of COVID-19. And so how we contact trace for most cases is we use seating charts, and where close contacts are clearly identifiable, that allows us to just quarantine a few members of that classroom and not the entire classroom. However, in instances where it's not as easy to identify who is and isn't a close contact, in those cases, and we hope those cases are rare, we may have to quarantine an entire classroom. So in the event that we have multiple linked cases in one of our school buildings, we're going to use a couple guiding questions to really identify if we might need to consider an extended school closure or a move to a hybrid learning configuration. So the first guiding question, if we get 2 or more cases in a building, is are those cases linked? Are those 2 cases from a common friend group? Are they on the same team? Are they in the same classroom? And can we quickly move in and isolate that group? One of our other guiding questions would be, can all those contacts be easily traced? Again, we would go back to use of the seating charts, team rosters if it's a team or a club. And if we can quickly and clearly identify close contacts, there wouldn't be a need to then quarantine an entire grade level or potentially shut a school down for an extended amount of time. But where we can't quickly and accurately identify close contacts, or where the spread might be across multiple grade levels or multiple classrooms, we would then at that point use the rubric developed by the Tennessee Department of Health and Tennessee Department of Education. They jointly created a rubric that we would follow to consider closing an entire grade level or a school for an extended amount of time. So the Tennessee Department of Education and the Tennessee Department of Health have jointly created some guidelines for managing COVID-19 in the school building, and as part of those guidelines, they developed and distributed a rubric for when and how long a school building would be closed. And according to that rubric, Tennessee is considered in a moderate spread. Hamilton County is considered moderate spread. So we would follow that path on the rubric to determine when and for how long a school building would be closed.